welcome to the Checkit Game on Sunday morning. So I'm Caroline from Bubbly Math, and I'm presenting these mini shows, mini episodes for the Aiming High resources that are created by AIMSEC, which do something super important. They help children in Africa by providing professional development for teachers, and these are children that live in rural and disadvantaged areas. So what we're doing is you're watching this, and this is helping the teachers that teach the children in those areas as well. So I'm going to do quickly sharing on the Facebook page, on the Bubbly Maths Facebook page. And what I don't have yet is the links. So if you've got the links, then what you can do is you can go to the, find the spot with the links. Here we go. It's not sub-zero today. Today it's not sub-zero. Today it's decimals. Oh my goodness! But we're going to discover some really cool things about decimals. So yesterday we did, let me get it straight. Yesterday we did sub-zero. We went below zero. It wasn't that cold, but it was negative. And we did multiplication, we did subtraction, we did addition, we did small numbers and big numbers, and we did fractions. Oh yes, yesterday we did fractions. Today we're doing decimals. We're going to see for me, I found what we're doing today quite helpful. I found it to be really making clear the difference between adding decimals and multiplying decimals in the same way as with fractions. They're two very different things. Right now, let's see if I can manage to get this refreshed in the right way. And then we're going to go over here and we're going to start a watch party. Start a watch party. Love having the watch parties. Who doesn't love watch parties? I mean, parties in general. There's no, I've got my water bottle. Will that do? Is that all right? You're welcome to some of my water, but I'm not quite sure. I think it might damage my computer if I put it down. I've got to change sub-zero to decimals because we're doing decimals. Decimally, we're being decimated. Yes, we are being decimated. Start. There goes the watch party. Woohoo! Gotcha. Okay, so just going to refresh this one so that I can see, hopefully, it tends to just stop, so it's a bit hard to watch the comments, which is where the watch party really helps, because I can always see the comments on the watch party quite quickly, whereas the other ones, I just don't see the comments. So if you comment and I don't reply, please trust me, I will reply later. And I apologize if I don't reply immediately. I just don't see the comments until later. Right, now, watch party, but that's not it. Where is it? It's down here somewhere. Clicked on there, that's it. I can see what you're seeing. I can see what you're seeing, yay. Decimals. Okay, so what we've got, we're going to start with adding. We'll start with adding decimals. Make it a different color there. So we're going to add. And we're going to start off with 0.1, right? And so Blue thinks, right, I'm going to be super clever. I'm going to put 0.01 in and see if Caroline can work out what to put in this one. And I know that basically 0.1 is divide by 10. It's effectively move it down. If you times by 0.1, it's a tenth of that, and either way. Okay, so Caroline, we're doing the wrong thing. Oh, actually, we can do 0.01 there. No, we can't, because then there would be negatives. I was doing multiplying. Not that I ever make mistakes. I don't ever make mistakes. So I do make mistakes, and that's okay. So that's multiplying. It's all right. I've actually made myself some notes. I'm And my notes are wrong, just to be awkward. That is times and that is plus. There we go. My notes are the other way around as usual. So this is actually multiplying. This is not adding. This is multiplying. So I do find that I get, so multiplying, there we go. We're back in business. We're multiplying. 0.01, and I know that that is 1/10. That means that I've divided that by saying times in by 0.1. I've effectively divided it by 10. That's what it actually means. So I know it's that. So I'm all right with that one. But it's interesting, isn't it? Times 0.1 by 0.1, you get 0.01. It doesn't stay the same. So then we thought, well, okay. So here, what have we got? Going to make it a little bit easier. 0.05. Again, I know that that means times in by 0.1 means divide by 10. So the decimal, so it moves along, instead of being in the units, it's not in the tenths, it's in the 100ths, because I've divided by 10. Okay, and then finally, it's blue's turn, and blue, oh, we've got to do this one. So actually it's the same thing, because I've got the same thing there and there as I have there and there. So that's easy peasy lemon squeezy. And that was going to happen because I had the same thing there, but I wanted to see what would happen if I times 0.1 by 0.1, because now we're going to add. Now we're going to add, and we're going to actually keep. So that's 0.1, we're going to keep same numbers. We're going to see what happens if we add. So it must be blue's turn. So blue's now going to put 0.2 here, because now we're adding 0.1 plus 0.1. 0.1 plus 0.1 is 0.2, 0.2. And it's now red's turn. 0.1 plus 0.5 is 0.6. And down here, it's the same thing because we have the same numbers. But boy, do we have different results. If we're doing times and we're doing it, or we're adding. I find if you work with 0.1 to start off with decimals, it helps you get your head around them a bit more. That's what I find. That's my little tip for you. So now let's see if we work with different numbers, and not all going to be the same numbers. And let's see if we can have different numbers on every vertex. So we're going to stick with addition. And let's see, I'm going to say 0.2 there. And then blue's decided to go for this one. So 0.2, it's addition. Yes, it's addition. So blue's decided to put 0.95 here. Okay, so now red has to work out, it's not addition, it's subtraction. So red has to work out what to put here to get 0.95. So what if we added what to put 0.2 to get 0.95? Okay, it's 0.075. Fine. So far, so good. Now it's blue's turn, and blue has decided. Now, you can decide on the rules, by the way, in advance. And if you, in this case, we could decide the rules. Your number must be less than 1. So if you reach 1, then you get, then you lose, and the other side wins. You can both win, or one of you can lose if, in other words, you get -1 point. If you go over 1, you decide the rules beforehand. But it really isn't about being competitive. You can just say, okay, that game didn't work. You can do it whatever way you like. I'm not particularly competitive. So for me, I'm quite happy to say, oops, that one didn't work, and even write down a different number. So let's see what blue did, because I'm replaying the game that already happened, what blue did. So right, I'm going to put that there. So red then went, I'm going to go over here, but red knows something. So red's going to put 0.08 there, and then she's going to let blue discover for blue's self whether or not this has gone over 1. So 0.75 plus 0.6, well, if it was 0.5 plus 0.5, that would be 1. So we know we've gone over, so we've actually gone to 1.35. And so if we're playing by the rule that you can't, it's got to be less than 1 for decimals, then this game, then blue has oopsie by putting 0.6 in there. But you can simply say, that's all right, we're going to do that. We're going to go across the decimal place, which is fine. You can play whichever way you like. And right, I've got to get rid of all of this now, because that's going to be hard to get rid of just the middle of that. And finally, we're going to go back to multiplication, and we're going to multiply other different numbers. There we go. Right, so it's Red's turn. Red is going, I've got an idea. I'm going to say 1. What's going to happen if we multiply decimals by 1? And blue says, you know what, I'm going to make it, I'm going to see if you can manage to multiply 0.1 by 1. And Red says, well, I know that if you multiply by 1, it doesn't change anything. So it's basically 0.1. And okay, so blue says, in that case, I'm going to see if you can work out, I'm going to put the answer here and see if you can work out what goes here. And Red says, well, I still know what happens when you multiply by 1. It still doesn't change the answer. So that's good. And now, oh dear, now blue's got to work out this one. So we've got 0.1 times 0.56. Well, it's all right. Blue knows that if that 0.1 means you divide by 10, which means instead of being in the tenths and 100ths, dividing by 10 means it's the 6th is now in the 1000th. It's in the 1000th column, and the 5 is now in the 100th column, and the 10th column is empty, and as is the units column. So that's, I quite enjoyed that. I liked going with the smaller numbers and really having to think about what I was doing to the numbers with the multiplication versus the addition. I found that useful, and I hope you did too. And if you need practice with your decimals, then I found it a fun way of doing it with 2 people, and giving yourselves challenges. So you don't have to have a right and wrong, you don't have to have the rules, or you can have the rules of not going over 1 purely to make you think about it, to control, to make you stop and really think about what you're going to write, rather than just any number and whatever the result is. It makes you just stop and think about what the best thing to write is. So thank you for playing. That's today's Checkit game. Oh, and then at the end, of course, you've got to check it. It's called Checkit Game because then at the end you do the reverse. You make sure that you've got all your answers correct, and you can check each other's. Both check it and make sure that it's all correct. If you enjoy these lives, and if you have a YouTube channel, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's Bubbly Maths YouTube channel and the Maths Toys YouTube channel, where these lives are going up on the Bubbly Maths, and then we're making special videos for the Maths Toys YouTube channel, which are much shorter than the ones I'm doing, and they're linked directly to the resources, which is also in the description above. If you're on YouTube, it's below. If you're on Facebook, it's above. And also it's all the links to the various places. And now the AIMSEC Facebook page, that's a great one to go and like and follow, because there's activities going up every day, and just little memes just to give you a quick thought if you are stuck for a thought or just want to go and just wake up your brain for a moment. go to the AIMSEC Facebook page. And thank you to Aiming High and AIMSEC for all these wonderful resources that we're sharing with you every day. So I'm going to now check to see. Vivica, hello Vivica in Italy. I don't know where Momonur is, but hello. And Lisa, I know where you are and I trust you're doing well. It's good to see you. And that's, and Domi and Andy and Terry. Hello, Terry. I'll get my feedback later. Terry's great, gives me feedback. I'm constantly improving because Terry sends me little messages saying, I should do this and do that. And a lot of the improvements you've seen have been thanks to Terry's comments and saying, we'll do this and put more colors in. And it's wonderful. Thank you, Terry. Right. So I'm now going to do the eternal, find the place where I stopped the live. There you go. I'm getting better at it. Thank you very much. And I'll see you 10 o'clock or just before 10. There'll be a quick live, which I'm going to be doing on, it's going to cover all different ages. I'll start with early years and I'll work my way up, but everyone hopefully should enjoy it because we're going to be playing 3, 2, 1, blast off. So I'll let you decide what that is, but 3, 2, 1, blast off. And it just gets more complicated. The older you get, the more you have to think. But they all end in blast off, so it should be fun. See you later. And at 8 o'clock tonight, we're going to go back to the Checkit game and prepare for tomorrow morning's Checkit presentation, which will be more about, well, it'll be more about the maths behind it, which the maths is pretty obvious. It'll be what you're learning, what skills you're developing, rather than just playing the game, which we will play the game as well tomorrow morning. Thank you very much and see you at 10 or just before 10. Bye.